These four pieces show the progression from letting fear control one's life, actions, and words, to overcoming fear and not letting it stop you. The first piece is When I Have Fears That I May Cease to Be, a romantic poem by John Keats that talks about how free the author could be, if only he was unafraid. The next piece is an excerpt from The Red Room by H.G. Wells, a gothic horror story in which a man tries to prove a room is not haunted and falls victim to his own fears throughout the night. Next is a section of In My Blood, a popular song by Shawn Mendes, where he sings about his struggles with anxiety. The last piece is a blog post by Charles Johnson in the format of a personal letter to his own fear. Starting with the John Keats poem, When I Have Fears That I May Cease to Be, the author feels that he could do wonderful things, if only he wasn't plagued by his fear. When I have fears that I may cease to be, before my pen has gleaned my teeming brain, before high-piled books in character tree hold like rich garners the full ripened grain, when I behold upon the night's starred face huge cloudy symbols of a high romance, and think that I may never live to trace their shadows with the magic hand of chance, and when I feel, fair creature of an hour, that I shall never look upon thee more, never have relish in thy fairy power of unreflecting love, then on the shore of the wide world I stand alone, and think, till love and fame to nothingness do sink. In The Red Room by H.G. Wells, a man is told that a room in a hotel is haunted and arrogantly assumes that he can prove them wrong by staying the night in the room. This excerpt starts after he gets settled and has lit some candles to illuminate the space. I did not see the candles go out. I simply turned and saw the darkness was there. The black shadow had sprung back into place. By Jove, I said, recovering my surprise, that draft's a strong one. And taking the matchbox from the table, I walked across the room to relight the corner. My first match would not strike, and as I succeeded with the second, something seemed to blink on the wall before me. I turned my head and saw that the two candles by the fireplace were extinguished. I rose at once to my feet. Odd, I said. Did I do that to myself in a flash of absent-mindedness? I walked back, relit one, and as I did so, I saw the candle in the right sconce wink and go right out, and almost immediately its companion followed it. While I stood gaping, the candle at the foot of the bed went out, and the shadows took another step towards me. This won't do, I said, and the first one, then another candle on the mantel shelf followed. What's up? I cried, with a queer high note getting into my voice. At that, the candle on the corner of the wardrobe went out, and the one I had relit in the alcove followed. Steady on, said I. Those candles are wanted, speaking with half-hysterical factitiousness, and scratching away at a match the while. For the mantel candlesticks. My hands trembled so much that I missed the rough paper of the matchbox. As the mantel emerged from darkness again, 2 more candles were eclipsed. But with the same match, I also relit the mirror candles, and those on the floor, so for that the moment I seemed to gain on the extinctions. But then in a noiseless volley there vanished 4 lights at once in different corners of the room, and I struck another match in quivering haste, and stood, hesitating whither to take it. As I stood, undecided, an invisible hand seemed to sweep out the candle on the table. With a cry of terror, I dashed at the alcove. Then, perceiving a better way, I dropped the matches on the iron-bound deed box in the corner, and caught up the bedroom candlestick. With this, I avoided the delay of striking matches. But still the steady process of extinction went on, and the shadows I feared and fought against returned, and crept in upon me. First, a step gained on this side of me, then on that. I was now almost frantic with the horror of the coming darkness, and my self-possession deserted me. In My Blood by Shawn Mendes was released in 2018, and was one of his first songs not about romantic relationships. In it, he opens up about his struggles with anxiety and trying to push past it to support his career. I'm looking through my phone again, feeling anxious. Afraid to be alone again. I hate this. I'm trying to find a way to chill, can't breathe. Is there somebody who could help me? It's like the walls are caving in. Sometimes I feel like giving up. No medicine is strong enough. Someone help me. I'm crawling in my skin. Sometimes I feel like giving up, but I just can't. The last piece is an entry by blogger Charles Johnson, writing a breakup letter to the fear he once had, telling it how he has grown past it and moved on to better things. Dear Fear, you and I have been through a lot together, and I wanted to share what I've learned from you in this letter. We have spent many long and sleepless nights together. You made me believe in myself. Scratch that. You made me believe in another self. The self that did not exist. One built on lies, like a house made of matchsticks. We shared some great times together. Well, they were great for you at least. You partied and had a fake lifestyle. One where you pretended to have it all together. Meanwhile, I was buried in my insecurities and self-doubt. I believed the lies you told me, telling me I was worthless, would not amount to anything, even stupid. I thought I could change you, but in turn, you changed me. I no longer recognized the skeleton that looked back in my mirror. We have grown apart, you and I, and we are different now. I no longer have the same feelings I once had for you. You have become distant, and, well, I cheated on you. I found someone else that loves me for me. They don't try to change me or fix me. I wake in the morning without buyer's remorse, laying my head down at night knowing that I have made the right choice. We have drifted apart for some time now. The late nights when you snuck in thinking I would not notice. I have finally locked the doors and changed the locks. The walls no longer hold me in. They rather are there to keep you out. You no longer live in my mind. You don't belong in my heart.